Hey guys, I'm going to do a quick review of my knife. This is my most recent addition. It's a Becker BK-7. Now, I used to use as a main knife a Buck 119. I still quite enjoy that knife. It's a very good knife, but it's more of a, I consider it to be more of a hunting knife than a bushcraft knife. And what I wanted was more of a bushcraft knife than a hunting knife. I still have it. I keep it in the storage compartment of my four-wheeler, so it's always with it. And being stainless steel, I don't have to worry about it rusting, so keeping it in there is a viable option for me. So anyways, enough about that. Let's talk about the BK-7. The BK-7 is what I consider to be the ideal knife for me for a variety of reasons. First off, okay, the blade is full tang and it extends past the handle here. Okay, so that tells me it's a really strong knife. Other people have used them, abused them, and they attest to the durability of this knife. It's coated with a black, some sort of black coating, so to prevent rust. It will eventually wear off, but hey, you know, if it ain't scratched or worn, it ain't being used, right? It's a very sharp knife. It's well balanced. It's a pretty good chunk of metal. Makes you want to chop something down. I've got fairly large hands, so the grip for me is perfect. If it was any smaller, it'd be too small. Any bigger, it'd be too big. So it's perfect. Talking about the handle, something that you will need to do if you decide to get this knife is the screws from the factory aren't in there very tight. Okay, so if you don't tighten them down and you start chopping or just general use, you will likely lose a nut and a bolt, okay, and the handle will come loose. If you did happen to lose the handle, that's why I like full tang knives. Other than them being stronger, okay, if you lose the handle material, you can still use the knife because the tang or the grip part here, okay, is the same size as the handle. Actually, it's a little bit bigger, sticks out. That's besides the point. I personally like the 7-inch blade. That allows me to cut larger or split larger logs. Like this one. Okay, fairly large log. It's actually about 7.5 inches. I could split this by taking really large chunks off the sides like that. So this knife could handle a log this size by being 7 inches. Of course, the Becker line, which is now being manufactured by K-Bar, I think it used to be manufactured by Camillus, if I'm not mistaken. The only difference that I could tell is that, excuse me, the blade thickness has changed. It is now 5/16 rather than the 1/4 inch that the original design had. But I think I would have preferred the 1/4 inch just because it's heavier and sturdier. But so far, this knife has served me well, and I have no reason to believe that it will break. Okay. This knife it seems like a decent chopper. Okay, I haven't taken the time to chop through any meaningful wood. It's not my style. I know it can be used for that, but I consider it to be a waste of energy. If I had no other choice, I would definitely do that, but I would much rather use a small, cheap handsaw that I always keep with me. Okay, so the knife is nice and sturdy. There's a lanyard hole, which is nice. Another reason why I switched fixed blade knives. Um, it's very, very strong. And moving on to the case. The case that came with the knife, I don't use. I never, basically I took the knife and case combo, took it out of the box, took the little bonus knife, I think it's the BK-7, made in China, but it's alright. It's a small stainless steel thing. I don't have it with me. I keep it at my desk at home. I use it as a letter opener. Okay, but what I really wanted was the knife. When I ordered the knife, I also ordered a Kydex sheath. Kydex is basically just a fancy name for a type of plastic that can be molded to the exact shape of the knife. Okay, there's no retaining straps or anything. It's just a pressure fit. The Kydex actually conforms to the handle. The handle has the bolt right here, and the Kydex is shaped to that, so it snaps into place. Okay, and it's held in there very, very securely. You don't have to worry about flying out. If I were to whip my arm hard enough to make it come out and process, I'd probably rip the arm out of my socket. Okay, so it's in there pretty tight. So that's the Becker BK-7. For me, it's the ideal size. I find that the 9-inch is just too much bulk and weight for that little extra that you get. The BK-2, which is a 5-inch blade, looks like an awesome knife. Okay, I'd have no issues with owning one, except that I'd like there's something a little bit bigger, like the Buck 119, which I used to use. Okay, is a little bit shorter. The actual cutting blade, you only have about 5 inches. It's a 6-inch blade, but you can only use about 5 inches of the blade. Alright, this one here you can use the whole thing, and it's very, very sharp. I actually accidentally cut through the first layer of skin unknowingly. When when I first got it, I was admiring it, and I just somehow rubbed the blade just in a way where I had parallel lines, almost like a razor blade cut on my finger, and I didn't even know. Didn't draw any blood, but it was definitely cut. And another thing I'd like to mention is at the top of the blade there's a place to put your thumb, okay, for doing woodwork, bearing down on the blade to sharpen a stick or something. So all in all, it's a great knife. I highly recommend, though, if you do get one, the first thing you do is take the bolts out, okay, and put some Loctite on there. If you do decide to put some Loctite, pick the blue stuff. I think there's only 2 types. There's the red and the blue that I'm aware of, okay, the thread locker. The red is basically, if you put that on there, you'll never be able to take them off again. I don't recommend you do that. The blue is sufficiently strong. It's a medium strength, and it's sufficiently strong to keep the bolts from backing off. Alright, but it still allows you to take an Allen wrench and take it out if you need to or want to. Alright, so that's all I have to say for this knife for now. Later on, I'm going to make some videos of me actually building it when I get into bushcraft mode, which is not the purpose of this trip. So I don't have anything for you for now with that until in the fall. I'm going to make a semi-permanent shelter, set up a bushcrafting area, and you'll see this knife in action. Alright, so until then, thanks for watching. I appreciate your support, and I hope you watch, or you enjoyed the video. So take care. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later.